Welcome back to the Nerdery. I'm JD.
And I'm Jimmy.
And this is Rogue Out Volume something.
Volume something.
Volume
you
something.
Lost track?
Well, I meant to go back and check how many we've done, and
fell off. He was reading comics, honestly. He was trying to catch up so we could do some reviews.
And then post last week's. So.
Yeah. So he was busy. He was busy. He just didn't have time to go and do anything else.
But this is a Rogue Out, and it's in the title. Just look. Damn.
So what are we roguing out tonight? Are we talking about... Well, obviously, I think Green Lantern's going to be big.
Yeah,
deal with
we are watching the aborted DCEU start.
Aborted.
It was aborted.
It was aborted horribly, too.
I know.
Well, I think it was aborted before it ever began. They were just like, well, fuck it, we need to just do this. And
pretty much.
Because they didn't have a script.
Yeah.
I feel like this movie's a good reason to be pro-choice.
But no,
wow.
Even Ryan Reynolds said that they were filming scenes and they were still trying to write what was going to be next. So
probably should have got Seth Rogen and his buddy on that one. They might have made a better film. I mean, they did Green Hornet, so
yeah,
I don't know.
Which is a crying shame because they had a perfect cast for this.
Yeah,
well, almost perfect. Almost.
All right. Well, I'm so happy that we're watching this. Anyway, I mean, it wasn't as bad as that X-Men Origins movie I always hate. Which, thank you, Deadpool, for cleaning that up. I appreciate it.
Where is it?
He's gonna find something in here that he said was pretty awesome. So that's yeah. Well, apparently DC Comics has Big Lebowski featured in one of their books, or at least a very Lebowski-esque character.
At one point, they even refer to him as the dude.
Yeah, just call him the dude. His dudeness, El Duderino, the dudester, whatever. Enjoy your White Russians. I know Tanya is. Probably shouldn't be talking about that on the air, but
hey, whatever.
Just a little one.
Oh crap!
Just a little White Russian.
Hey, producer.
Yeah. We produce you a beer?
Yeah. But I know we've gone over this specific character list before.
Sure.
But
I don't remember that.
what with everything in the DCEU, I think, hey, let's revisit this.
Did we really have to, though? I mean, well, it's okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to be a pussy about this. Because, I've watched MST3K, I've gone to Riff Track events, and, some of the movies they review are god-awful, horrible. Give it a shot. Why not? Thank you. But yeah, this was a little... what I didn't like about it, really, was the fact that they tried to fast forward, into... I don't know, they pretty much cut out, a good 40 or 50 years of history.
Yeah.
They fast forwarded to the origin of Hal Jordan to becoming a Green Lantern to the Yellow Lantern Corps.
Yeah, the Sinestro Corps War.
And, I mean, yeah, you introduced Sinestro, but at the same time... Or not Sinestro. Well, you introduced Sinestro, you introduced the Parallax entity. And the crappy part about that is they cut out the best part of that.
Yeah.
Which was Hal Jordan becoming Parallax.
Which was an absolutely awesome series that I still need to reread.
Yeah. Emerald Dawn, wasn't it?
No, that was Emerald Twilight.
Or Emerald Twilight.
When he pretty much became Parallax.
That's right. He died in that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he sacrificed himself to reignite the sun.
Yeah. And then they brought it back.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it was weird how he came back, which that was New Dawn.
Yeah.
Which I've read New Dawn recently, or no, not New Dawn. New Dawn is Kyle Rayner.
Yeah.
Rebirth, Green Lantern Rebirth, not the new Rebirth, but the old. You have Google.
It gets a little dicey, folks.
It does.
Comic books can get dicey.
Yeah, that's why we got, like, what, 5 Wolverines running around?
I don't know. Would you count the new guy?
I would count the new
Hulk
guy.
Verine? Because
No, I wouldn't count him.
But he can pop claws when he's not.
I know. But we haven't seen that at length yet, unless, well, I still haven't read issue 4.
I mean, he's got an adamantium skeleton, obviously.
Yeah.
So, I don't
And
know.
Doomsday spikes. What's
I don't
that
know
about?
how that. Well, I don't know how that works. If he changes mass and size, how does that affect the adamantium?
I know. That's
What the
like
fuck. Did they throw some PIM particles in there or something?
maybe.
Maybe some nanobots. Maybe it's like a adamantium nanobot mesh or some sort.
That would be epic.
You know, maybe I'm helping Marvel solve some fucking issues that might
Some
come
plot
up.
holes.
Yeah. Just throwing it out there, folks. So anyway, Green Lantern, and we are watching the aborted, should have been aborted Green Lantern movie.
Yeah.
But
Should've been aborted sooner.
Well, I'm just glad Ryan Reynolds can have a sense of humor about roles he's taken.
Yeah.
So to call out this crappy movie in, you know, what is probably the, you know, greatest step in his career is bringing forward Deadpool.
You know what? He made up for it, and now he's awesome in the comic world. Because before he was Deadpool, this was all he had really done.
Excuse me?
Oh, whatever.
Van Wilder? Are you kidding
That's
me?
still comic related?
Doesn't matter. I'm talking about his career.
I'm saying comic career.
Oh, well,
He made up for this in his comic career.
see, but that's the thing. I have this rule about actors playing comic book character roles, and the only person that's been able to get away with it in my mind, well, both of them have. Ryan Reynolds and, oh, damn it, I'm doing it again.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah, Scary Oldman. He hasn't shown it. Well, he was Commissioner Gordon. Anyway, yeah, so since Gary Oldman's Commissioner Gordon, I wouldn't expect him to be able to play anyone else as far as comic book characters go.
Yeah.
You know, he will be Commissioner Gordon in my mind.
This is how Jonathan writes presents, by the way.
I believe it.
No, he's doing a way better job than I normally do.
But you don't do it driving
He
a.
doesn't even do it driving,
Oh,
and it's
God.
still worse than that.
I wouldn't even.
Sometimes.
I wouldn't even be driving that fucking car doing that. That would. Isn't that a Challenger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a 60s,
But make sure it's a
60s,
challenge,
70.
you know?
70?
70, 70.
Yeah, big body.
I still love this scene.
Are we talking about the movie?
Well, we're talking
supposed
about.
to be talking about
yeah,
Road Out,
later.
right?
All right. So who would play a good Hal Jordan?
Who would play a good Hal Jordan?
Like if they tried to fix it, like Spider-Man, where it was better the second time.
Yeah, and even better the third.
It got better. I wouldn't be opposed to Ryan Reynolds playing him again.
Me either. He plays a good Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Honestly, I agree.
I think everything that was wrong with this film was definitely not in the cast. They did what they were there to do.
Yeah.
And they did it well. It's just
The script.
the script sucked balls.
And then trying to move that far.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I want them to take the same cast, exactly the same cast, and see what they can do.
I think some improvements can be made. Plus, there's a lot of characters because our next Green Lantern movie is going to be Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of characters that weren't in this that could be in the next one.
Well, the thing is the DCEU, are the DC, I guess, whatever, CEU?
EU.
DCEU.
DCEU. I know.
Anyway.
Tanya's building shelves in case you hear a bunch of racket.
Yeah,
It's not going to be that bad.
you know, she didn't want to opt for the
Wait.
well, I was going to say the Bjorn or whatever the fuck it is from IKEA, so she went.
Earlier, but there was drama.
Yeah, well, your neighbors fucked up there.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It is, because they're neighbors that nobody likes. Isn't it great when they fuck up and go to jail?
It was awesome.
Yeah, they do that. So anyway, Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds, all right. How about Guy? I have my pick for Guy.
Guy Gardner, man. That
And I think you'd like my pick for Guy.
I want to hear it. I'm not
Jackie Earle Haley.
Jackie Earle Haley.
Angry redhead, dude. He plays it so well. I mean, he's incredibly friendly in real life.
He is. Yes, he is. But I'm almost concerned about the age.
I am a bit.
Because, I mean, if we were talking about Jackie Earle Haley, like, pre-Rorschach, maybe.
Okay.
But I don't know. The most recent thing I've seen him play in was Preacher, and the character he played. So that's the thing. He gets into his character so well.
Yes.
If I could see him, like, standing on the street, just being on his normal day-to-day, then I could tell you better. Hey, yeah, I could probably say, but I don't know. Mr. Kincannon was an older gentleman, and he played that really well, and I don't know how much of that is actually how far he has aged.
Yeah.
Not saying anything bad. I'm just saying you want somebody that's, I think, a bit younger.
Yeah.
That way people can relate a little bit better.
But I do, like, for Guy, I would want a natural redhead, and there are very few actors.
There are. I don't know.
If
we can sit here and theorize about, who Guy Gardner could. Jackie Earle Haley, though, that's not a bad choice. But I mean, wasn't he like a football playing career or something like that?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, career athlete. So you I mean, if you're going to work that angle, you want somebody that's like
a bit larger in stature.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Somebody that has a more of a physical presence.
Yeah.
So.
And if the person I'm about to mention, if he wasn't like, if his current career hadn't pretty much been a two-wheeled Indy car, I'd say he'd be perfect for it because he has a perfect appearance for it. But Carrot Top, that is a ripped son of a bee right there. Natural redhead, but I feel like he would just try to take that character over the top.
Oh no, he would be better as like slapstick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like as far as a physical representation, I think it would work.
Yeah. Dude works out, but I don't know. Face work though, the face work's a little much for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if everything's like relaxed yet, but last time I saw his face.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot he had all that aftermarket work done. Aftermarket parts added.
I guess if it's aerodynamic. As long as you can walk down the street without, breaking
wind shear.
Yeah.
We're awful. And it's awesome.
That's why you're my favorite.
Hell yeah.
Aww, that's so sweet.
Be careful, it'll give you cavities.
That's just my crazy.
Yeah, I said it.
I got another one. He's not a natural redhead. It's kind of out there, but I can definitely see it. And it really bothers me that I'm saying this. But Zac Efron.
I love him. He's awesome.
Zac Efron?
Yeah. He was in the new
Chips?
I don't know if he was in Chips. I know he was in the new Baywatch movie.
He was in Neighbors.
He was in Neighbors 1 and 2.
He's a little funny guy. I like him.
Just a little funny guy.
He's a little funny guy. He's cute.
But he has RDF, resting dick face.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could work.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm not the kind of person that sits here and thinks about casting people. That's the shitty part. It's going to be hard.
What the hell are you doing on a rogue out, Jimmy?
I don't know. Maybe you were right. Maybe I should have left. Like 10 minutes ago. An hour ago.
Always.
I should have left 10 minutes ago, an hour ago.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Now you're getting it.
All right. So undecided on Guy Gardner. Jon Stewart. I have my pick. Actually, I have two.
Well, Because okay, so you're thinking Dark Tower, right?
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I have another one. I have a backup.
I think you would be perfect as Jon Stewart.
I know.
Who's the backup?
Tyrese Gibson.
Tyrese Gibson.
Because he has been actively pursuing that role
He wants
for years.
Yeah.
And if you've seen Annapolis, he can play the straight-laced military guy very, very well.
Yeah.
As soon as he enters the room, like, this is the fucking guy in charge. Before he says a word, this is the guy in charge.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like how he carried himself in that movie. He didn't have to say a word, and you knew.
Not bad.
So he's my B team.
See, I can't think of this shit on the fly. I can't do it. So I guess this is all JD. This is his list.
Kyle Rayner, the artist. I want somebody a little zany, a little out there, a little weird.
Leto?
It's actually not bad.
It's not a bad choice. That's not a bad choice.
Jared Leto.
I still want to see him play the Joker again.
I do too.
So I don't give a
I
fuck
say
what
he's off
anybody
limit.
says. I think he did a good job. He played a different Joker from
Well,
every
they said,
Joker we've seen.
Because she's getting a Harley movie, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Have they said anything about
I don't
being
know if
Joker
he
in
wants
that
to
movie?
come back.
I know he is option reserved for 2 more.
Okay.
So
Possibly including that one.
yeah,
I would think he'd be in that one. That's
and then we have the Batman coming up
He's
too.
very relevant to her story. So
Yeah.
Yeah, if he's optioned for 2, he's got to be in Harley's.
Wow.
So we'll say Jared Leto's off limits. Well, Johnny Depp wasn't quite as crazy and old.
I don't know. And then you've got to wonder what new scandal is gonna
I
rear its
know.
ugly head. You know, that even whether it's true or not, it still puts people's careers in limbo.
Yeah.
So,
Shit, the majority of them have been through.
yep. But I hear Hollywood's a fucked up place.
Yep.
Holly weird, as
But I never was.
Tracy Morgan put it in Jay and Silent Bob. What y'all doing in Hollywood? Crack. Wanna buy some crack?
Local
Nah, man.
686.
Nah, man. You wanna buy some weed?
You want a job?
That shit was hilarious.
Y'all got dental out there?
Oh, dude, I saw Jay and Silent Bob. I think I told you this. They were in The Flash, the TV show.
Really?
Don't be ruining shit. We ain't made
It was like either The Flash or The Arrow, one of the two. But yeah, they show up. It's fucking
That's cool.
hilarious. And
That's
it's
cool.
They don't call themselves, but they are clearly them.
That's awesome.
I got another one for Kyle Rayner. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
I could
I could
he
dig that.
looks just like him, and I don't know why it took this long for it to get into my brain.
Sure. I mean, I could get over that because he wasn't actually Robin. You just kind of presumed that he was going to go on to be or the next Batman.
Yeah,
Who knows?
or Nightwing.
I mean, he didn't have the restrictions that Bruce Wayne did, so that would have been cool to see
Yeah,
because he didn't have the social life to tie him down. He was a cop.
yeah,
And he was an orphan, so he didn't have family either. So
Yeah.
it would have been cool to see a fourth one. But
All right, you're gonna think I'm insane for this one, but Jessica Cruz, Jessica Alba, because she plays nervous very, very well.
okay. Yeah. You're still pulling from the comic
I'm
book
in
pool,
on
though.
that one.
And she was already two different characters, wasn't she?
I know she was in Invisible Girl.
She was Invisible.
Oh, and she was in
before
Sin City.
Sin City, yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess you could work with that.
Yeah.
Why not?
Simon Vaz, I'm sorry, I got nothing. That's a hard character to fill in Hollywood right now. We don't have a whole lot of big Middle Eastern actors in Hollywood right now for some weird ass reason that I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one's. I'm gonna take that one off the table right now. And
Which one?
Simon Boss.
Oh, Simon Boss. Yeah.
And then Star Sapphire is also off the table because a lot of people don't know. We have a Kate Ferris.
Yeah. And she thinks Superman's kind of hot.
Get in the car, Captain.
Why are you smiling? Yeah.
Who played Sinestro in this?
Oh, fuck, I don't know. Some guy.
But I want him back.
You want him back?
Yeah, I want him back.
He looked like a really good Sinestro. I was really pleased with the look of everything.
Yeah.
The script was shit.
Yeah.
You know who kind of looks like Sinestro?
Who?
That guy that, he was one of the bad guys on The Fifth Element.
Gary Oldman?
Gary Oldman. Zorg. Yeah, that's Gary Oldman.
Yeah, he could do that.
I mean, did you just randomly pull that one? Or
I feel like it made me think of him.
cool.
I don't think she knew the actor's name.
I'm just thinking of the comic book, like, picture of the face. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm thinking of.
Wow.
I think he's a little aged out.
It's
now.
the Gary Oldman connection.
What's your Oldman number?
Yeah, Kevin Bacon's old news. Sorry, Kevin. He's probably like, I'm going to go retire for a couple more years. It's my wife's turn.
I don't think he's mad at you, Jimmy. Yeah.
No. They take, isn't that right? They both have acting careers and they take turns.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's how Angelina and Brad Pitt did it for a while there.
When they were still together.
When they had the babies, you know, when they was together. Before he was fucking that bitch from Friends again, you know.
Kilowog.
Kilowog.
I'm sorry. After Duncan, man, that's a hard role to try to put somebody else in.
Well, you know that character is going to be CG, so you have to have a voice. And there have been actors that have played Kilowog by voice in plenty of occasions. There's been several. I can't remember the actor's name, but the brother from Everybody Loves Raymond has voiced Kilowog. He's also voiced Lobo, and get this one, Henry Rollins.
I can
the
see
Rollins
that.
band actually has voiced Kilowog at one point. So either one of those would be a good pick for me as far as the voice.
Well, now
And
here's
Rollins would be a plus because mocap, I mean, I'm sure he still works out. He probably still keeps in shape. So mocap and doing some dynamic stuff, you know, as far as motion capture, he'd probably be down for it.
Yeah. And a lot of the comics, pretty recently, Kilowog has been more of a comedic character. And if they went that route, I know who I'd want to voice him and do the motion capture. Patrick fucking Warburton. If they're gonna make him comedic, well, come on, man, let's fucking do it.
To hear him say "poozer," that would be epic.
And it wouldn't be his first comic book role.
And hey, what if they're already on that, and that's why he didn't show up at Comic Palooza?
Dude.
Don't get his hopes up.
It's pretty easy. You start talking about Patrick
it's
Warburton.
easy, I know that.
Sorry about that.
But if they went serious, Lawrence Fishburne. Hey, Pee-wee.
I have this thing about actors doing double duty. I know he's only Perry White, you know, but still.
Yeah. Didn't think about that. Ben Kingsley,
as
the voice.
the voice of
Yeah.
who? Kilowog?
Yep.
Ben Kingsley?
Yep. He's got a great voice. It's creepy.
I don't know.
He was epic playing.
I mean, that's really what you're looking for, but nobody will ever find that. I don't think you could find anybody with the depth and range that Michael Clark Duncan had with his voice.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's a lot of vocal talent out there that could fit the bill.
Yeah.
I'm really not going to be. I don't like doing that. I don't like putting. And guess what? Yeah, he is now. Oh, you said Lawrence Fishburne. He is now actually going to be in a Marvel movie.
Really?
He's going to be in this one, and they showed him on the trailer talking about being Goliath.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, Goliath was at one time kind of a stand-in character for. There actually been several people who have played Goliath in the comics, several characters. One of them was currently named as the character Lawrence Fishburne is going to play in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Well, way back during the Civil War arc in the comic books, Ragnarok happened. The Asgardians were gone. There was no Thor around, so Reed Richards was commissioned to, or brought about the idea of cloning Thor, making a clone Thor. It's kind of like a cybernetic clone. I don't know how the hell it worked. Anyway, it didn't work. It malfunctioned, and it basically punched a hole in Goliath's heart whenever he was like 15 stories tall. So he died when he was still giant-sized and was not able to be sized down. So they had to bury him in such manner.
Oh, wow.
They had to dig a grave for his giant fucking corpse. Yeah.
You gotta hire a contractor for that.
But I thought it was hilarious that they gave Lawrence Fishburne a character.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Because this is the first time since, well, technically Mark Hamill, that you've had one person acting in both.
Yeah.
Technically. Because Star Wars is now a Marvel property, and...
Yeah. And he played the trickster on Gotham.
Yeah. And he's been voicing
I'm sorry, Flash.
Yeah, and he's been voicing the Joker for over 20 years.
I don't think he does it as much anymore. But
they also do less with the character.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think some fans got a little tired of always the Joker.
I think there was a lot of people who latched onto that character in really fucked up ways.
Yeah.
Or maybe the character latched onto them.
Hey.
That's what Jack Nicholson
Yeah,
told.
that's what I was about to say.
That's what happened to Leto.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's why he had a psychiatrist on. Yeah. Psychologist.
Who could do Larfleeze?
Another voice actor. That guy. I don't know. The only other time I'd seen that guy before this movie was High Fidelity.
I know he's been in a bunch of shit.
Yeah, remember the two guys that John Cusack worked with in the record store?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the other one, the timid, skinny guy. But he didn't have any hair.
Doesn't have he has a bunch here. It's just not on the top.
Yeah, no, he was clean shaven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Larfleeze. You like that guy?
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Michael Rosenbaum.
Michael Rosenbaum for Larfleeze.
Mm-hmm.
I love Michael Rosenbaum.
I would rather him come back and play Lex Luthor.
Fuck
Voice
yeah.
of Lex Luthor.
Fuck yes, dude. Oh, which you can't do in the animated universe because he's the Flash.
Why not?
That's true.
It's animated universe, bitch ass. They don't even look alike.
Actually, if you're a voice actor, I don't mind so much, because if you have a vocal range and you can show that you can differentiate one character from another.
And he can definitely sell.
First dab on screen, right there. His first dab on screen.
I don't know what this is going to do, You got to say the words, Hal.
By the power of Grayskull.
Here we go. Why don't you put the subtitles on or something?
I don't know. I hadn't thought about it.
We can't let people like watch it with us because there's shit that
Yeah, copyrights and whatnot.
Yeah, because everybody's trying to steal this one for free.
Snicker. I still like him better for Deadpool though.
Yeah.
I don't know, I think most people preferred him in Green Lantern to Deadpool,
Yeah.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
I think that's how that worked out.
I know, that's why Green Lantern is like an international sensation and
Yeah.
Deadpool's
Like
absolute
all the
shit.
kids are in love with him.
Nobody loves Deadpool.
Yeah.
Not a person in the world.
Well, but I mean, most people didn't take their kids to Green Lantern because it wasn't appropriate. So
Yeah, they just didn't take their kids to Green Lantern because they didn't want to waste their fucking money. That's what it
they
boils
didn't
down
want to
to.
expose their kids to bullshit,
Yeah.
Tanya.
Yeah. Be like watching A Night at the Roxbury all over again for them. Just dig around in there. Be alright.
Yeah.
I felt like his performance as Parallax was almost like what's his name from Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
John Turturro.
No,
George Clooney.
no.
The other guy.
Yeah, the other guy.
guy.
Because he played basically he was going to be the leader in the Hulk film whenever they did the Edward Norton.
Yeah.
Because at the end of it, like he got exposed to the gamma radiation, his head started,
Yeah.
pulsing
Pulsing.
and whatever. It was throbbing. Get all excited. Go ahead.
Yeah, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah. He was also in Minority Report too.
It's been a long time since I watched that movie. I have it.
He was the warden at the cryo jail.
Huh.
He was in a wheelchair. I'll be honest with you, and it looks kind of like they stole like the Baxter Building set from Fantastic Four, right here, or maybe that set from the Hulk movie, the Eric Bana.
Oh,
I think
God.
the goal all along was to accomplish what Fantastic Four accomplished, and they succeeded.
They accomplished nothing.
Wasted a bunch of time and money.
Yep.
I do believe he made a really good Hector Hammond, though.
Yeah.
But I thought it was really weird to throw such an obscure villain.
And yeah, bring about Parallax that way. I wish they wouldn't have worked that angle. I mean, they really should have established more of Hal and him becoming a Green Lantern, going on training missions and shit.
Yeah.
Don't even put it on Earth at
Yeah.
that point. You're like, you need to do. They needed to capture in this what they captured in Thor.
Yeah.
Bringing people to the world of Asgard and introducing them to
Giving a
characters.
firm ground.
Right. And just kind of like a, speed date session going to Oa. Like, hey, here's the Guardians. Hey, this is the guy that says Poozer a lot. He's going to kick your ass. Hey, oh shit, there's trouble. We got to go. It's like, oh, I totally grasp what a Green Lantern is now. It's all clear to me. I can make race cars that go down Hot Wheels tracks with my ring. It'll be awesome. I just got to think about it, right?
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
about will. I have to will it. Okay. Put some AP on that.
This is a fish man, but he's really smart. So we let him wear a ring, and because he's smart. We know it looks like a fish.
Tumari.
Yeah.
You know what you're talking about? Yeah, wasn't his dad responsible for? Oh fuck! I saw that in the Green Lantern issue. You let me.
Oh yeah,
read.
Tomar 2.
Or Tumar 2. Yeah, he was
He's the dad, and Tomar Ray is the son.
right. But Tumor 2 was responsible for the deaths of some people, some very significant people to the New Gods, was it?
I believe he was the guardian of the sector that Krypton was in.
Oh. And his planet was allowed to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Wow. That's why Zod was taking retribution.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
gave him purpose. He doesn't have to be a villain anymore, really. He's like, oh, there was somebody worse than me? I'll go take care of him.
But it's that family is weird as far as the Lanterns go, because that's like a dynasty family. Like, everybody in that bloodline has worn a ring, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's...
Well, it tells you that it's not about what you know, it's about who you blow. I mean, maybe...
Or who you let
maybe
blow up.
maybe the Guardians were down for some beak action. I mean,
We know it looks like a fish.
yeah.
It's okay.
Well, the fish with a beak.
Yeah.
It had like a beak. It was weird. It was like a fish bird. He had a fin with a beak.
It's a birdfish.
You know, maybe the Guardians just like to have him on them for a little bit. No beak. No, it sounds like there's serious corruption within the group. I mean,
Yeah.
But it's not the first time we've seen that.
No.
You know, Guardians have peeled off, made their own fucking rings, and they ended up corrupt.
And then you had whole factions of Guardians leave and create the Controllers.
Yeah.
Those were the Controllers, is the one that left. And they created the Dark Hawks, Dark Stars. That one.
The Dark Stars.
Whichever.
Yeah, the Dark Stars. Which
like,
that was actually an epic book. I was very pleased with it. Now, if you want to see more on the review, check out last episode, and you will see JD's very...
Don't lie. When you got to that last page, you went shit.
Yeah, I was kind of like, wow, and wow, okay, it's gonna get
like
real.
he's died before, like multiple times.
Yeah.
But like wow, like we all knew he was gonna come back. But like this, like, fuck, how are you gonna fix that?
Well, what? Well, it's like my whole thought on it was why. It was like, well, why is he stopping Guy? What the fuck? Yeah, so definitely check this book out. I can't even remember what the number on it was. JD owns it. You let me borrow it. It's like what was it? Green Lantern? Was it Hal Jordan? In Green?
Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern
Yeah,
Corps.
because there was some Hal Jordan in that as well, and that gets a little surprising.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Hal doesn't remember who he was because
Hector Hammond,
the guy that's in this film, has pretty much whammied him.
Yeah.
But
I figured out. Oh, see, I changed everything else, but it didn't change you. Don't worry, I'll fix it this time.
see, that's the kind of Hector Hammond you want to see, not this guy.
Who's like a...
Well, he's infected with parallax, which doesn't make sense.
Parallax juice.
Parallax juice. It acted like the Venom symbiote there for a second. It just like poked him and got into his bloodstream.
Yeah. Like the Herald of Parallax. And I don't like the fact that they made Parallax a guardian. A rogue guardian. That's a little far off for me.
Well, I mean, he was the battery core for the Yellow Lanterns.
Well, the Parallax is actually the entity. It was the first creature to have fear.
Yeah.
So, like, Ion, it was the first being that willed itself to move.
Well, I'm talking about it as far as this point. You know, introducing that character was a little early,
Yeah.
and it didn't go in the direction it should have.
No.
It was like, oh, we got this really big bad character. No, what you really wanted to do with that character is keep Hector Hammond out of the whole situation, and basically, or at least his involvement with Parallax, and just work your way towards a two-parter.
Yeah.
You've introduced Parallax, and you've shown the potential of what can happen, and work your way into Emerald Twilight.
Yes.
That
Especially
would be perfect.
because we had the death of Superman so close.
Yeah.
Well, cinematically speaking. And it would have been perfect.
Yeah.
And they just shit on it.
Yep.
Great cast. What are we gonna do? We're gonna waste their time.
They pulled a Fox.
I would say this is the X-Men origins of the DC universe.
Yeah, and it's sad because Ryan Reynolds, like twice, his first 2 stints into comic book film were big flops.
Yeah. Just
And
poorly executed.
But he knew it wasn't him. He was just like, fuck it, I can do a better movie. I just have to have one, a situation where there's no fucking studio involvement that's hindering it.
Don't make
The suits aren't animated.
and green.
Yep.
Sorry, I was falling asleep there.
Saw.
Did you get your thing done there?
Pretty much, yeah. Now the rest of it requires hammering, and I don't think I'm allowed to do that yet.
Tap tap taparoo.
Just quietly. Hammer quietly.
Just do it like Clark. Just
Push it in. Don't encourage her to do shit like that, man. That's not cool. All right, so what are we doing, man?
Let's do some
rode down
reviews,
a little
man.
bit. We got reviews. We're doing reviews.
yeah. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right.
I got a small stack here. I got 4, and it's pretty much going to be a quick breakdown of Infinity Countdown. I got the 3 issues that were released this past week, which is Black Widow #1, Infinity Countdown, Champions #1, and Darkhawk #2. These are all really good stories as far as explaining where the stones are, who's possessing them, and what kind of crap they're having to go through to set up the next chapter in this story arc, which I believe is just going to be called Infinity. So, there it is. Darkhawk, you get a little bit more on what he's trying to do. He's trying to get out into space. Death's Head has been commissioned to come find him and bring him in for a bounty. Because the other raptors, which is the beings that possess this technology, they've come out of this pocket dimension. They've been released from their prison, and now they are trying to find him because he is a heretic. He was not meant to have the Darkhawk armor.
Oh wow.
It was given to him by a rogue raptor, and yeah, they've come to take his tech because they're like, you don't deserve this. You're not worthy of this. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And he's trying to explain to his girlfriend, hey, I got to go back into space, and this guy's here to like collect a bounty, so I'm surrendering to him so he can take me back into space so I can take out these other guys.
Bitches never understand that
Right.
shit.
So it's some interesting story. Interesting story about the character. I haven't really read a lot about Darkhawk in the past or otherwise. I'm liking this and how it digs in. Is the artwork is awesome in this. It's very like manga-esque, and I really like the color palettes they use. So it's a really visually stunning book, and it gives some interesting character interaction. It's awesome, and this is a variant cover. I'm sorry I didn't hold it up. But yeah, Infinity Countdown, Darkhawk #2. I'm gonna say it's a solid 10 for me. Not quite an 11. They haven't cranked it up and broke off the knob yet. Haven't seen a lot of action, but it's working its way there, and I'm looking forward to 3, which should be out next week.
Awesome.
Infinity Countdown Champions #1. This one is also dealing with another character trying to get into space because the Nova Corps has contacted him, and that is the young Nova on not contest, but champions. These guys are the champions. It's kind of like, I guess, the Marvel equivalent of Teen Titans.
Okay.
And you do have the new Iron Woman,
Ironheart.
You have the new Miss Marvel, the new Wasp, which is the Van Dyne daughter. You also have Vision's daughter, and Nova. And he basically decides he's going to go off on his own to space because he gets this distress call. And what's cool is his mom knows about him being Nova, and she can't stop him. He has this power and he has a responsibility with it, and she understands. She just worries when he leaves. He has to tell her, hey, I've got to go back out into space again. She's like, well, son, be careful. Why don't you call your champion, your friends on the champions? Maybe they can help you. He's like, no, I need to deal with this. And he does call one of them, and they all like, what the hell are you doing? You're going to space without us? No, you're taking us with you. And they all go into space to basically go fight the Chitauri warlord that's out there. And he basically had slaughtered almost all of the Nova Corps.
Oh, wow.
They're corresponding with Adset, who was kind of a Nova Corps exchange personnel. I guess, well, not even, because by this point S.H.I.E.L.D. is defunct. So Adset is part of the Nova Corps.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Anyway, this one's also pretty cool. It brings all the characters together. It is the first issue. And it shows them going off into space. So everything is heading out.
Okay.
They are dealing with the Infinity Stones, and people are getting together to go on the hunt for them. So this is pretty interesting, and I am more jazzed about this than the Wolverine. I'm sorry.
Than the Weapon H.
Well, this is about the only thing close to a Wolverine title I'm picking up. So, Infinity Countdown, Black Widow #1. This is also a really cool one. She actually meets Merlin. We're talking about like the wizard who is friends with Captain Britain, Excalibur, Merlin.
Yeah.
So he's like a techno wizard, and he notices that he's picking her up on his sensors using the Power Stone to teleport, and she keeps popping all over the place.
Huh.
He's like, "Oh, who's this?" And he finds out who it is, and she ends up meeting him trying to run from Captain Britain's brother, who is dealing in some serious nasty black magic, like some interdimensional black magic bullshit, and he's enslaved a bunch of people that are doing his bidding, and yeah, she's seeking help because he has basically allowed one of these beings, which is like a poisonous snake from some other dimension, to bite her, and she is slowly dying.
Oh, wow.
So Merlin shows up to help her out, and they pop from London to New York in like a couple of seconds, and she's just blown away by it because so far the stone would only allow her to use line of sight to teleport.
Huh.
So it kind of goes into the idea of how the stone is used and how its powers are wielded. I like that. They're kind of explaining it. It's not something that you get a lot of representation of.
Yeah.
Usually when somebody wields the stones or they wield the gauntlet, it's very abrupt and they don't show a lot about it. This seems to explain a bit more. I do like it, and I like where this book is going. Infinity Countdown is shaping up to be something pretty awesome.
I've seen that Jerry Dugan is a writer on it.
Yes, and he is the former Deadpool writer.
That's right.
He does a really good job, and I'm very pleased with this. I think Natasha she even makes a comment of this about not being a pouch person, and she actually has like on her suit, she actually has like this V portion up top around her collar.
Yeah.
And it's a zip up pouch. So she starts making comments about that. There's little things that's very personable. It really gets you in the character's head about what they're doing, and I like that. You've got some really good writers on these books, great artwork, and I've seen Marvel do these epic, story arcs where the artwork's lackluster. You can tell the artist, the writer, didn't really care to do what they were doing, except for the fact that they were getting paid. They weren't jazzed about writing. They weren't into it. And this one, I think they've got some people that are really behind what they're doing, and they want to build more onto this story, and I hope they're allowed to. So I'm still sticking with this. I am pleased to read it. This is probably one of the best Infinity sagas I've ever picked up.
Nice.
So it's shaping up to be. Weapon H #4 will be my last review for this evening, and it's going to be a very limited review due to the fact that JD hasn't quite read it yet.
Nope.
But he does fight the Man-Thing in this, and this is not your everyday like, the Hulkverine stumbled onto the Man-Thing. No. Roxxon has actually genetically spliced this Man-Thing with Groot DNA.
Oh,
so he's quite a formidable challenge because Groot can grow and use his limbs to wrap people up and all that kind of stuff, and Man-Thing can basically stare at them and make them burn.
Yeah.
So the only thing is Roxxon didn't count on the Hulk burning brighter. You know how the Red Hulk can emit gamma radiation? Well, so can the Hulkverine.
Oh.
Yeah, he can actually cause an explosion.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's pretty freaking epic. Roxxon's involvement in this is something I'm not accustomed to seeing in comic books, and I kind of like seeing that because it shows this horrible, evil corporation that is basically gonna, do whatever they want to get what they want, and they're doing some really nasty genetic splicing, like using brood DNA and on soldiers and shit, just making these really crazy creatures. But this is an epic book. JD, you really got to sit down and read this, and I know you will.
Oh, yeah.
This is probably the coolest Hulk spawned character I've ever seen.
Definitely.
And he's got a really, really great tragic story behind what he's doing. And it's not even so much that it's tragic, but, he is in peril. His family is in peril. This is going back to the old school, like, Hulk on the run from the military kind of days. And this is just something you need to pick up and read. It's definitely cranking it up to 11, breaking the knob off, and I love every bit of it.
Awesome.
Without further ado, JD, please present us with your
mess of DC to match your mess of Marvel.
Yep.
I'm going to start it off with the Man of Steel number 4.
You're not wearing a DC shirt, though.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Weird. Things are finally starting to coalesce. We finally find out what the thing that's been at the end of every issue so far.
Is it solidifying you into a bouncy jello mold?
It's turning into a ship that holds Jor-El.
Oh. I was kind of hoping for jello.
Everybody can always have jello. Not the pudding, though.
Yeah.
No. But we also, where some things coalesce, some things fly apart. So the big BC that's just been tearing the shit out of everything, that apparently destroyed Krypton, well, there's a scene where him and Superman are just kind of like chatting. Like hanging out at the Fortress of Solitude.
That's
talking.
father and son would.
No. It's like this crazy fucking creature whose apparently his mission is to rid the multiverse of the Kryptonian race. Him and Superman are just hanging out in the Fortress of Solitude talking. Just really, really weird. And at the same time, you have Jor-El in the mix. And apparently, Jor-El and this creature came to an agreement about the Kryptonian race as a whole way back when. Like, in the days of Krypton. So...
Like, hey, wouldn't it be better if, we were all dead anyway?
Yeah, that's what it's kind of looking like. And, like I said, as some things coalesce, other things are flying apart.
Everybody but my son, because I love him, and I don't want him to die, so we're going to send him to Earth, where he'll grow up and be, like, a really awesome dude that saves everybody whenever he finds his purpose.
It's weird. Like I said, the questions I've had, I'm getting a lot of answers.
So Jor-El being the villain is really, they're really digging that out.
Yeah, they are.
And showing you what they're doing with it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So 4 capes on this one. Not full 5, definitely not cranking it to 11 because, like I said, I got a lot of the questions I've had. I finally got the answers, but they gave me a whole shit ton more shit to question. So I have answers, but I also have more questions.
Looks like you got 2 more issues, buddy.
2 more.
Thankfully, it's not like a weekly ongoing.
Yes.
They're just kind of throwing it out there. Hey,
here's 6 weeks. We're gonna hit you with a lot of shit really fast. It's gonna be really weird, but you're gonna like it. Because it's Bendis. You can't not like Bendis. So, Green Lanterns number 49 is Rebel Run, and I think this is closing out this arc. Finally got to the deal that Jessica Cruz made with this bad guy.
Fair. Okay.
Apparently, there's
bad guy, I suppose.
There's a much worse guy.
A much worse guy. Much worse guys are much worse.
Yes, and this bad guy has pretty much evidence of much worse guy actually being much worse, because he's kind of like this philanthropist of the galaxy.
And nobody knows that he's a much worse guy.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
And
One of
somehow
those
she
guys.
forgot it. Yeah, and Hal's in it a lot, trying to arrest Jessica. And since Simon showed up on the scene in the last issue, he actually showed up to help his partner. So, yeah, Simon got arrested too.
And they're
Not the ending of this arc that I was hoping for.
Yeah, and they're not the only Green Lanterns arrested right now.
No, there's a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, this isn't the. I really hope that they are doing one more issue for Rebel Run.
A lot of people sitting in jail tonight.
Oh, yeah.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. I wish I could just like fire that up on cue, because that would be our outro music. I hope they do one more issue in this story arc, because it's kind of left a little open, and I really hope for a much better ending than this gave to that arc. So on this one, I'm giving it a solid 3. Sorry. But I've been buying all the issues to the Prelude to the Wedding of Batman and Catwoman.
You sure you don't want to go to the premiere?
I'm sure.
Okay. I'm going. I gotta get Space Ghost Rider. That's gonna be awesome.
But I got a little spare time yesterday, so I caught up a little bit. I read 3 of the tie-ins. Batgirl versus the Riddler, Robin versus Ra's al Ghul, and Nightwing versus Hush. And I'll actually go in chronological order to help y'all out. Reading order.
This is terrible.
I know.
This is terrible. Hurry up, please.
Robin versus Ra's al Ghul, you have Damian Wayne basically trying to get a night out on the town before his dad gets married. Winds up in an arcade being attacked by this villain.
Yeah.
And villain doses him with this drug and everything, and he's sitting there tripping out, and he has the, I don't know what you'd call it, it's not moral fiber, but he has the constitution. There you go. He has the constitution to figure out that
Yeah,
this
it's the fiber that's being held up by his constitution.
Yeah.
To keep him from being constipated.
Yeah. He's diagnosed with anxiety and constipation. I'm worried shitless.
All right.
But he has the constitution to figure out that this villain that he's seeing isn't really there. It's Ra's al Ghul kind of manipulating him, and he beats his grandfather's ass. And then at the end, it's all rosy and pretty, and him and Catwoman sit down on the couch and have this little heart-to-heart and figure out, she's not trying to replace his mom. Not even come close to that, but they kind of come from similar backgrounds. Villains trying to be heroes now.
Yeah.
That they need to stick together in the house of heroes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's actually really sweet issue. I really did enjoy it. Solid 5 capes on that one. Batgirl versus the Riddler. This is weird. Really, really weird.
It's the Riddler and Batgirl.
It is weird even for them. Starts off, it's a scavenger hunt of kidnapping victims. Batgirl trying to chase down the Riddler, and at every scene there's a little tape. She's got to listen to it with her Walkman. Really?
Yeah, she's had a Walkman for a bit.
But the Riddler leave tapes behind. That's a little.
Did she have the Walkman, or did
Nope.
she? Oh, she was.
He left it.
Okay, well then that's a device that he wants her to use.
Yeah, and it actually does explain that, because she's a technological whiz, and so he could.
This is Barbara Gordon.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, she can walk again.
What, Jesus show up?
I don't know how. I haven't been reading Batman. I read a little bit, like maybe a year ago.
Yeah, it's probably like Wayne Tech. She's probably got some robot legs or something.
I hear that's a risky operation.
Yeah.
But totally worth it.
Okay, JP.
But the Riddler falls in love with her, watching her go through all these trials.
Next he's
and
going to
everything.
start talking to you about his robot vagina. Anyway.
Fucking Nick Swartzen. But yeah, the Riddler falls in love with her, but he also realizes that it'll never be returned. He's done too much bad shit. And he was inspired by the love between Batman and Catwoman. I guess he could, yeah, power couple, whatever.
He wanted to be with her as the next power couple?
He wants to, but he realizes that
He can't.
yeah, he's gone too far.
Yeah.
Catwoman didn't go that far.
Aw.
So, comes down to a good old-fashioned beating. It's alright, book. Not required.
I mean, if you ask me, in Riddler's mind, he probably got a consolation prize out of that one.
Probably.
Ass beating? I mean,
Yeah.
Come on. It's like the woman he loves beat his ass.
Hell yeah.
He'll live her forever. Maybe he'll turn over a new leaf and go back to being a detective again.
Maybe.
Maybe
I
he'll
doubt
turn
it.
over the same old leaf. I mean,
The same old leaf.
same old leaf.
Like I said, it's a good book. It's an interesting read. Definitely not a requirement for this event. I don't know why it's
I don't
listed.
know why you put part 3 before part 2, but anyway,
Oh shit!
yeah,
You're
did.
right.
You totally
Because
did.
this is the good one.
That's the good one?
That's the good
so
one.
part 2's the good one.
All right,
Part 3's the weird one. Part 1's the awesome one.
and this one isn't the good one because of the fights. It's because of just like the weird and creative way that they have put this event together. We were talking before the show. Bruce Wayne is not marrying Selena Kyle. Batman is marrying
I was
Catwoman.
going to save it for after so I could,
Well,
riff
it's
about
relevant
that
to this issue.
Okay. Yeah, my whole question, then I'm going to lay it out. My whole question is, okay, so if Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle aren't getting married because they can't be seen with each other, being that Selena Kyle is a criminal and Bruce Wayne
Wayne's a
is
millionaire.
a millionaire, he's Gotham's,
Richest man.
richest man, playboy, whatever. He can't be seen in public with her. Well, Batman and Catwoman are getting married, so that only means that they are married when they're Batman and Catwoman. But at the same time, you got to think about it. Their actual identities are really their facades because they're more adept at being the other.
It's very true.
So it's almost the opposite of them.
What
getting
you have
married
with
in real
Clark
life.
and Lois.
Yeah, they're married in real life. It's to cover, not only to cover his identity as Superman, but because they truly love each other.
Yeah.
As those two people.
But they identify as those people.
What are you laughing about?
He just said on Green Lantern, I'm uncomfortable with the word hero. And it reminded me of Deadpool.
Oh man.
All right, back to the story at hand.
Yeah, going in.
So, that being the case, Nightwing and Superman, not Dick and Clark. Huh.
Dick Clark? Is this American Bandstand? Is that what's going on?
Close.
Wow, really?
But they decide they are throwing the bachelor party for Batman. Now they're all in costume because, well, Batman's the one getting married. So they can't, go to a strip club. And, of course, DC wouldn't do that. I don't think they'd do that.
I like that, too. That's pretty fucking cool.
Hell yeah. So they take him to Batburger, which is like a cosplay burger joint.
Yeah,
And they're all in costume.
But this is not the first time we've seen that in a DC Comics. They've had several iterations of books where they have shown superhero themed restaurants,
Yeah.
like the Planet Krypton and Kingdom Come,
Yeah.
which was just loaded with. It was like going to a superhero TGI Fridays with all
Yeah.
the shit on the walls. Not the new Fridays, the old Fridays. So you got to see like a display case with all the different kryptonites. You
Like
get to see-
shenanigans. All
yeah.
the goofy shit on the wall.
Yeah, pretty much. So anyway, on with the dance there. I don't know what the fuck's going on. American Bandstand.
But it's, like I said, it's really weird that that's how they planned the bachelor party to go to this burger joint where everybody's dressed like a superhero.
Yeah.
So that way they all blend in. And as a matter of fact, one of the other customers is sitting there dressed as, what was her name? Kelly something. Carrie Kelly.
Yeah.
Robin.
Yeah.
Somebody is sitting at a booth dressed as Carrie Kelly and comments on their suits, and really, those are great costumes.
That's
Really,
pretty cool.
really weird and out there, and even more so, we have this mysterious figure because Hush and Nightwing fall into this dimensional portal, and
At the back of the burger shop.
no, it was actually inside the limousine. Gotta love DC. Just how weird can we make this shit?
How did the Beyonders limousine get into the Batman book? Because I've seen him flying around with like venom pole.
Well, apparently Superman just carries on this little thing that creates this pocket universe so they can all go fishing. That was the plan. If they were all going to go fishing together.
Superman.
Yeah, he carries on a little device that emits a pocket universe.
Okay.
Well,
I
it
could
got
see that.
damaged in an attack, and they actually go to a universe that is actually between universes. So everybody that's like lost and forgotten and is pretty much like another face in the crowd, well, there are these hungry beasts in this universe craving identity. So if you go into this universe with a strong identity like them two,
Those beasts are going to be after you.
yeah,
Huh.
to consume you and absorb what identity you have. And they are introduced to this universe by a guy who has a striking resemblance to the dude. But they don't refer to him as the dude, they refer to him as the guy.
The guy. But he's obviously
The
dressed
dude.
like the dude. Like, I think the only thing he's missing are like sunglasses and a doobie, and lose the bike helmet.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't need the sunglasses because he doesn't have eyes.
Oh, okay. I didn't notice that part. My bad.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah. His dudeness. The
As-
guy. His guyness.
Yes, his guyness.
El Guiderino. The Guidester.
Yep.
That sounds weird. Anyway. Or maybe it doesn't.
As far as the action goes, it's actually pretty good, especially with all these faceless monsters trying
Glad I
to
could
eat
remind
everything
you.
else.
She had to
And,
finish off her White Russian she forgot about.
and Hush has actually done plastic surgery on his face to make him look like the person he envies most.
Bruce Wayne.
Nope. Dick Grayson.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because in the Arkham series, in the Arkham game series, you encounter him and he's made himself out to look like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. So there's the action of it, but this one it really is a fun read. There's a lot of like weird, goofy shit going on everywhere, and at the same time, really cool shit going on everywhere. So that one, yeah, cranking it up to 11.
Okay. So as a whole, what would you rate all three of these issues as?
All three of these issues balance out to a perfect 5.
Awesome. Okay. So right there,
Yeah.
they're middle ground. Cool. And the other thing, if you'll notice, I put them all together because they make one big image. And I like when they do that with books. You can actually, go out and spend some serious fucking money trying to frame them. That'd be awesome.
Well, I'm getting them all anyway, so. And I think I have 2 more over there. Which, Red Hood and Anarchy and somebody else and somebody else.
I try not to exceed my limit, which is like 6 or 7.
Well, it's rare that like
So-
something's going on in the Batman universe that I'm like into. So
Well,
when it
you buy
happens-
yours, I buy mine. I buy what I can afford. There is one that I didn't put out here, and that was I found a variant of a Tank Girl #1, which I've picked these up, But I love it. There goes all my other books. I love it because it's actually a photo cover from the movie. Lori Petty's Tank Girl hanging out on the tank. So that also came out this past week. That was a variant. I don't know what cover that is.
I don't
Yeah,
think Titan labels them.
Yeah, well they do, but I think they do it on the inside. They give you like the first page. Sorry, I'm shot here. Hey, there we go. So that's last week's books right there that hit the floor. Anyway, that's where I'm at. I haven't read the Tank Girl, so sorry.
Yeah, like I said, I've got 2 more of these books and I haven't read them.
So
I have a
maybe we'll review them later.
yeah maybe.
We'll see how that goes. But so we did Rogue Out, we did reviews. Is there anything else? Any news in the comic book world?
I know there is, but I forgot.
I know I went to go see Solo today. I'm not going to throw any spoilers out there. I have been hearing, and I didn't. This is the first time I heard about it, that people have had some seriously like mixed reviews about this movie, and I just want people to know this is my solid opinion on it. You need to get the fuck over it, okay? Because Solo was badass. All right. I mean, it answered a lot of fucking questions, and it was well within the Star Wars mythos. And I understand people got this thing about the old history, the old fanfic history.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but they already declared that was going to be thrown out.
Long ago.
Yes, long ago.
Is my guy in it?
I'm going to say no. No.
But he's mentioned?
No. But I will say you do see something Mandalorian if you look close enough. This is very interesting. And Paul Bettany actually plays kind of the protagonist in this one. So, really good film in my opinion. My girlfriend watched it. She absolutely loved it. Lando Calrissian, Donald Glover playing that guy. I mean, there was a lot of echoes of Billy D. Williams in his performance, and I was kind of expecting at some point to see him kick back with Colt 45 or something, because he was just hamming it up. But you definitely get the wheeler dealer type of character that Billy D. was supposed to put across in his performance. You get it in Donald Glover's performance.
Nice.
He in his verbiage, the words he uses, he makes a deal with somebody that says, I don't like you, I don't like it, but I'll accept it. Everybody performed marvelously in this film. By the end of it, you do see the Millennium Falcon you know and love. It's pretty quick. It gets there pretty fucking quick, folks.
Very nice.
So, give Solo a chance and stop being so overly critical about things. I mean, this is a new chapter in Star Wars, and I think it's a chapter that we need to see on film. You got to take this just like watching the Marvel movies as opposed to reading the books. They're going to be different.
Yeah.
There are things that are going to be toyed with, because you can't just take a literary work and compress it into a fucking movie and expect it all to work out. Go look at Jurassic Park. There's a lot of things that were better in the book than there were in the movie.
There was a lot of survivors.
But the movie was good.
It was.
So you gotta give some credit to these things. I'm saying Han Solo, the Solo film is worth your money. If you're a Star Wars fan and you're not some overly critical film junkie, go see it. Enjoy it. You'll get a lot of questions answered. You get to see Chewbacca. You get to see Woody Harrelson play a role. I mean, this is pretty fucking awesome. And the Easter egg kind of blew my mind. And it will blow yours too, because I think in these side films, we've only seen at least one Force user involved. And they kind of stuck with that formula in this one. You do see a Force user. I'm not going to tell you who. But definitely go see the film. That it's worth it. It's if you liked Rogue One, I think you'll like this one too. It is very much a heist film, but it's got a little bit of romance mixed in, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. I thought it was great. Guy who played Han Solo did an awesome job. Chewbacca the Wookiee. I mean, to see somebody else take up the mantle and actually just knock it out of the park. You get to see how Han Solo and Chewie establish their relationship.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they show you the first time they meet, and it's not what you expect. It's pretty epic. So definitely go see this film. If you love the Star Wars universe, they really translate it so well. Disney has the money too, and they have taken George Lucas's vision and expanded on it. Not rewrote it, they expanded on it. And I think they're doing such a great job. They're doing a better job than the Marvel movies, in my opinion.
Damn.
And that's pretty hard to beat.
Yeah.
So.
A little bit of old news. Yes, Lucifer was canceled by Fox, but it was saved by Netflix.
Oh, there we go. Netflix is bringing it.
Yes. So our next season of Lucifer will come via Netflix.
Very nice. Very nice. I know Ron will be happy.
Yeah. I know there's more out there, but it's not in my head.
No.
So, sorry. And final thoughts.
Final thoughts is Mr. Hammond needs to get his head looked at.
Yeah, because it's getting like really swollen.
Yeah, we're not
What's
talking
going on with
about.
his cheekbones?
I don't know, but I just want to be clear. I'm not talking about like psychiatric evaluation. I'm talking about no, seriously, he's got some seriously fucked
Like
up
to see
shit
a
going
physician.
on. Jesus Christ.
It's getting worse every scene.
Oof. Like by the second, they're actually showing it get worse. It's pretty bad.
Ew. For me, man, I don't know what the fuck is going on in these books. I really don't. I wish it did, but I don't. It's getting really weird. But I like it. It's a lot of fun.
As long as you enjoy spending your money on it.
There you go. A huge thank you to Captain Jack's Elixir, sponsor of the show. Located at 322 East Texas Avenue, Baytown, Texas, 77520. Or you can go to their website, www.captainjackselixirs.com. Be sure to like and subscribe. They're down there.
Right?
Yeah.
Somewhere down there?
Yeah.
Over there?
Yeah.
It's
Down that
somewhere over that way. Down. Okay, bye.
They're gone now.
They're gone. I was actually looking at the reflection in the TV. I was like, oh, there they are.
And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Twitter? What's
Twitter.
Twitter?
Twitter.
They're gone
Twitter?
too. They were there earlier.
Oh, well, there you
It's
go.
too late now.
Eh.
Are we done?
Yeah, we're fucking done.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.